experience heightened anxiety levels about what the weather may bring. By managing your stress, staying calm, and being prepared, you can help your family to do the same. We have Gabriella Pucci, a psychology resident with Ochsner Health, joining us to share some helpful tips for reducing natural disaster stress. Good morning, Gabriella. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
All right, so when we talk about stress from natural disasters, you know, this time of year we're thinking hurricanes, but this could be tornadoes, this could be the snowstorm. I mean, this could be any of those natural disasters. What do you notice in patients? Like how is it expressed?
Absolutely. So one, I love that you mentioned a lot of different things can bring this up. Sometimes it's completely expected, like in the wake of before, during, after a big storm, but also can be unexpected. And we would think that these show up emotionally, physically, cognitively, can also show up in our relationships and how we show up with other people.
Interesting. Okay, so how would you say, what would be an example of it showing up physically? Because I think of hurricane prep as like so much mental, I've got to remember this list and this. What might you start noticing physically if it's getting to be too much?
Oh yeah, well, a few different ways. One, we might notice that muscle tension, like our heart is pounding, GI issues, changes in appetite, nausea, in addition to those things that we typically expect, like the strong emotional reaction, whether that's shock, fear, grief, anger, or even the absence of those kinds of emotions like numbness or emptiness.
Absolutely. Okay, so if you are like me, you're a parent, you've got a lot of little ones who you've got to be strong for. What are some things that you can do to kind of manage your stress so that you're not lashing out emotionally or getting physically ill over the stress of hurricane season?
Absolutely. And the beautiful thing about stress is that it's designed to keep us safe. So we can honor that by having a plan, focusing on the important things, taking care of food, shelter, the safety of our loved ones, you know, making sure we have that plan to evacuate, making sure that we have our basic necessities, food, water, and all of that. And that plan to be prepared shows our kids too that we're prepared and that there's nothing for them to worry about. And so it's a great way, like, when we're prepared and also when we know how to take a break when the stress is not helpful to us, shows our kids and helps them keep them safe as well.
Absolutely. Now, one thing I was thinking about, you know, as a meteorologist, I've had a lot of folks reach out to me before that their kids are having a lot of trouble, very nervous about a tornado day or a hurricane approaching, things like that. I've found that one thing that really helps is education. The more, a lot of weather nerds started out as very scared kids who were a bit afraid of the weather, but the more you learn about something, the more in control you feel. Would you say that's true?
Absolutely. And so knowledge can be so powerful. Again, the goal to keep us safe. And sometimes, right, it can run away with us a little bit. Sometimes we're checking the news, we're trying to plan even when we're not really getting anywhere, like watching the news too much. And so knowing when to take a break is just as important as getting that information and kind of knowing your limit between what's helpful and what's excessive.
Absolutely. So if you start to notice any of those emotional, cognitive, physical signs, maybe take a break. Certainly still get the necessary information, but maybe take a break. Now, as far as aftermath of the storm, you know, so this is kind of a different thing. It's not the preparation. Maybe it's already happened. What are some things you can do to take care of yourself in the aftermath?
Absolutely. And the great thing is it's really those basic necessities again, right? And so when we think of self-care, sometimes it's like fun lattes and bubble baths, but eating frequent meals throughout the day to make sure that we're fueled up, having enough water, getting enough sleep, all of those help us to be resilient and help our body respond to the stress of a storm.
Absolutely. Well, Gabriella, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Some good tips there as we head into hurricane season. Thanks so much.
Thank you.